All right, we're live. I'm just gonna check the sound. We're live a little early. I always check the sound. A little early. Okay, we're good. Oh crap, I forgot to go to my Gmail. Let's pull up this picture. Okay. Save image as rack. First, oh Ryan, you're home. So you got notified that I went live. That's good. I think I subscribed on my first YouTube channel, and I never ever get notifications. No, I was here but never talked. Ryan's one of my good buddies. You got notifications too? Okay, sweet. I think you only get if you go live multiple times a day, like video game streamers and stuff like that. I used to stream video games as well. I think on YouTube they only give you one notification or something like that. No proof. You're in Toronto. I thought you were going to be home by like 2 o'clock to play some Call of Duty. You got a notification too? Sweet. Yeah, so today I don't really know what to talk about. I did that home lab. Let me bring up the picture of the finished stuff. The finished product's okay. I'm gonna do a bunch more to it. Whoopsies. So like these cables right here. Let's mark that in red. These cables right here, way too long. So my distributor doesn't carry. They only carry. What do they carry? One. Actually, let's bring the chat over first. So they only carry 6-inch patch cables, or 1 foot patch cables, or 2 foot, whatever. They don't carry 6-inch. That's why I dropped this rack actually lower. Or I would have put 1 U gap in between, and then actually put my switch right here. So I'm gonna order some vertical cable. They're called just vertical cable, 6-inch patch cables, and they're actually gonna be the thin ones. And then obviously I'm going to get the rack mount for the Gen 2, and then I'm probably gonna upgrade my USG to a Pro or something like that. Hey Steven, how's it going? Oh, no problem. Good luck, Dave. Yeah, so we're gonna upgrade all this to be rack mountable eventually. This Grand Stream access point that I have right here, that's gonna be going. I just put it there right now because I have no Wi-Fi. I don't have any of my actual Unifi stuff set up right now. Waiting for the wifey. Oh, right. Well, I'll be on later. I have to do a quote with my uncle after the stream, and then I'll be back on. Or I'll be on Call of Duty after. So, besides this, we're going to have to fill up from, like, these ports. Okay, and here's another reason why I started from the right to left. So you can see that it's actually going 1 to 24. Is just because this switch, all the ports are on the right side. Monoprice, that's another company I haven't actually used. Vertical cable, I just like the look of their cable. I'll have to look at Monoprice. I want to get a 48 port so that I could actually, just dress the cables in and drop them right into each port and it will look good. So I would have a patch panel up top and do all whatever ports across the 24, and then I'd have another patch panel on the bottom and it would look nice. For now, this is all right. This isn't going to be the end result. I still have to put all my cameras in, which I think I'm putting 1, 2, front door, garage, both sides, and 1 for the backyard. So we're going to fill up another 5 of these ports. And there's a couple other things. So I also want to put in like a PDU power strip down here. I just need to find a rear facing one because I don't want to have the front facing power outlets, right? Because then I'll have to bring all the power cables out and it will look messy. And this camera is not staying there. It would be really awkward if it did. I need to get better cameras. The webcam that I'm using right now is I think it's a Logitech C920 or something like that. It's just a 1080 camera. The other ones that I was recording on was my phone and then a Lorex 4K camera. So the Synology NAS, it's actually, it's just sitting right beside me right now. I don't know if I'm going to put it there or not. I haven't decided because I have to put my Lorex camera system down here, like somewhere on this rack, and it's not rack mountable. Actually, it's right here. So this is the Lorex system. They're actually fairly well priced for what they are, but they don't have any racking ears, so it's gonna have to sit on there unless I place it somewhere else. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I may be able to fit both the Synology NAS, but I ran 4 cables back to where my computer is right in front of me right now, so that I could plug the NAS in. Heading now. Okay, drive safe, Ryan. So we could plug the Synology NAS in, and it could be right beside me. I could have my PC plugged in. I could have something else plugged in, and then eventually there's going to be my pfsense SG1100 sitting back here. And then I'll be able to plug in and out of that when I want to use that for doing videos and stuff. Right now, I'm not going to use that as my main router. I love the Unifi interface. So that's why I haven't gone with that. But yeah, blue, I ran out of black Velcro, so I had to use blue, unfortunately. But yeah, let me look up those. Monoprice Slim Cat 6. I actually only ran Cat 5e. I didn't actually have any Cat 6. Not that it's the end of the world. Oh, they're only $243. That's not bad. I wonder if that's US though. So you could get half foot, and they actually look okay. Yeah, those look nice. Oh, they don't have any blue. I'd probably go with black anyway. Yeah, it's for high density. Oh, that's cool. So $249. It is a little pricey for patch cables. I think I got my patch cables for $1 each or something like that. But I guess they are the slim. Let's just see what Cat 6 patch cable. See what their normal cables go for. Yeah, so you can see the oh wait, let's go here. The non-slim ones go for 73 cents, so that's fairly reasonable. So the next video that I'm going to do, I don't think I'm going to do any more about the actual home network. It's kind of set up. My network isn't that big. We're just going to go over the... and if you've worked with one Unifi access point, you pretty much worked with them all. I'm just going to do a video about the Unifi AC Lite because I haven't installed that yet. So we're going to get that installed. I'm going to mount it actually in this room as well. And then I have to run a cable. This is the basement that I'm in. I have to run a cable from the basement up to the 2nd floor. And then I'm going to put the Grandstream access point up there. And then I'm going to actually put a 8-port PoE, Unifi PoE switch up there as well, because there's another Xbox up there in gaming PC. So we'll do that, but I'm not going to videotape that probably. I don't think a lot of people will want to see how cable's installed in a house. I'm not 100% sure, maybe they do, but it's probably not super interesting. I don't even know if people want to see actual job site videos. I just take them because, I don't know, it's fun to do. I think I should get a GoPro or something. Because walking around with my iPhone, trying to do videos is kind of tricky. I don't know, is there any type of videos that you guys want to see? Let's get rid of that. Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to go to my website. Instagram. So let's do the before. Yeah, so unfortunately when I was building this, all the hardware stores and stuff are closed. So I couldn't get a piece of, usually I would put the rack on a piece of plywood. But these are actually, this used to be a bookshelf where it's sitting right now. So I took 2 of the pieces of wood from the bookshelf, set them on, and then screwed them into the wall. Need to make sure you hit a stud because this rack is about 40 pounds. And then with all the gear in it, you're probably looking at about 60 pounds. There's not too many cables. I think, 7 cables. I'll end up adding more, and I'll end up getting Cat 6 cables because, yeah, all these are Cat 5 right now. The good thing about these unloaded patch cable or patch panels you could pop in whatever you want. If you only need Cat 5e, you could pop it in. If you need Cat 6, Cat 6a, other than going, like if you went with loaded patch panels, let's see, Cat 5e patch cable, or patch panel. So if you went with something like, so a Cat 5e patch panel, so this is what it would look like. That's like a 50 or a 48 port. Let's see if we could see the back. Okay, so this is the back and front view of it. So these are the loaded patch panels. They're only good to do Cat 5 or whatever rating you do, Cat 5e, Cat 6, Cat 6a. If you can put a Cat 6 or a Cat 6a cable on there, but it's only rated to do whatever the speed is of the actual patch panel, and it's not going to be certified. So I like these unloaded a lot better. It's a lot cleaner looking too. Excuse me. To be able to punch down like 24 cables or 48, this is only a 12 port, it gets extremely tight and messy. And I've learned that from experience from over the times that I've actually done it. Whoops, one sec here, guys. Oh, what did I just do? I just popped my chat out. I'm also going to be doing another video series on the Lorex camera system. There's been a lot of people have watched my Lorex system, and I didn't go that in depth with it. Like I said, I did a full walkthrough type video, but I didn't really. It was more of an unboxing. Just put the actual camera system on my dresser, and then plug in those cameras, and then show them how the active deterrence kind of works. It wasn't actually installed on the house. So I'm going to do the full walkthrough with it. We're going to actually install it on the rack, bring all the cables back to it, and then, put the cameras up on the soffit, put it on the front of the house, and do the configuration, the motion detection, the active deterrence, and whatever else. I'm beginning to like the female to female art. Let me look at that. Female to female. Whoops. Oh, so it's kind of like a coupler, right? Is this kind of, it's kind of like this type thing, and they have it on both sides. So it would have, it would have the RJ45 on that end and then one on that end, right? Yeah. So the only problem with that, like if you're doing, what would you be doing? Would you actually be terminating, like with the crimper? You'd be actually, doing the crimps and then plugging it in there? Or would you just get patch cables? I don't know if I would do that. The only time I actually use RJ45 ends, like to actually crimp them on, sometimes with access points. Most of the time, I don't think I have it sitting here. Most of the time I still put a keystone end on, and then I actually put a box on, and then patch cable it in. I would use those for my patch panel. But what would you put on the back of it? Would you be, grabbing your bare cable and then terminating a jack onto it? Let me see if I can find one. One sec. Whoops. Like, would you be terminating, like putting on a little RJ45 end like that onto your cable? Or would it just be like or would you be using a patch cable? Like, I know with these Lorex systems and stuff like that, they come with 60-foot Cat 5e patch cables to actually power up your cameras and do all the data transfer between it. Which is fine. I mean, it's okay. But doing these RJ45 ends, I hate it. It just takes too long. I'd rather put on a jack. And then for access points, yeah, I'd put on a... I usually wouldn't put these on. I'd put on a keystone jack, and then I'd put them in a box like this. So the keystone fits in there. And then the wire and the actual end goes in there. And then you could actually label the top of your jack. And you guys will see that when I do the access points. I'm going to do a video on actual testing your cables. I think I did one a long time ago. I think it was one of my first videos, but it was just using a just a wire map. And all the wire map does is show that the pins are the same on side A and the pins on side B are the exact same. There's no difference. I actually have a certified tester here right now. Let's see. By Ideal Networks. So this is my uncle's. My uncle works in the same industry. And I was able to borrow this. I needed to certify a job. So this will certify... This doesn't do Cat 6A, but it does up to Cat 6, and it does fiber optic as well. I've just bought some of those in a 12-port Keystone patch panel for shielded camera cables. Okay, so if you're doing shielded, the problem with that, if you just bought a, well, let's see, shielded 12-port patch panel. Did you buy a shielded panel as well? Cat 6 gigabits through coupler patch panel. Okay. Shielded camera cables. Okay. Yeah, you could... shielded, you usually need to actually ground the patch panel, right? Typically, you have to ground the patch panel for it to properly work. The only... I've installed a lot of shielded cable, but the only place that I would really do it, I wouldn't do it in a house, is like industrial buildings, because they have a lot of EMI. And a lot of places, you won't even get that much interference on your cable unless you're working with like tons of high voltage equipment. Let's see, that Belden patch cable, $67. I just got quoted. My uncle and I are actually quoting this job in. I live in Canada, so it's by Toronto. It's for a 60-story condo. I forget what the cable. I think so it's for 650 Cat 6 cables, and then on each third floor, so 20 LAN or IDF rooms they'll have one of the racks that I just installed, and then they'll have 6 fiber strands going from each IDF back to the MDF. So it's going to be a ton of work. I'm running the outside, so no ground. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So you're going to want to get outdoor cable, which is outdoor Cat 6 cable. It's, unless you've already, hopefully it's already, if you have the pre-terminations already on it, because this stuff is a mess to work with. It has all this goo stuff for insulation. 12 gauge wire over my... Okay. Ground the rack, ground to the back. Yeah, that works. Oh, tough cable. You know what? Let's look at that. I've never bought it. I'm interested in buying it just to test it out. Tough cable. Okay, that didn't work. Unifi tough cable. Cable carrier. Okay. So it has a braided shield, foiled shield. Okay. So that even has the... Okay, that's cool. How much did a box of it cost you? Oh, so they have the shielded ends on it. Ah. With the connectors. Okay. 100 pieces per box. Oh, that's interesting. So 100... Okay, 100 pounds. Pounds to Canadian. Let's see. So $173. That's not too bad. I would assume that's FT4, like non-plenum rated cable. Let's just move that up a bit. Yeah, that's not too bad. I forget how much the Cat 6 that I buy... Actually, is this even Cat 6? That's Cat 5e. I'm sure you could get Cat 6. Not that you need Cat 6. Like, in your house, yeah, like... It all depends on what you need. Like, going to your NAS system, you would want that. But I think the read and write on my NAS system is only 250 meg anyway. So it's not like I need that. Like these unloaded patch panels are so cheap. 19 bucks. Yeah, a lot of, yeah, electronic interference, that's right. Yeah, for cameras, they work perfectly fine. So that's all I'm gonna run is Cat 5e. It's cheaper, and typically for most of my camera jobs, I would run Cat 5e. I usually always run plenum in businesses, always, regardless of if it's a plenum ceiling or not. It just covers me, and when this whole COVID crisis ends, I'm still working on these 3 fire halls, and that's my first job actually that comes. So I have about, I don't know, $10,000 worth of cameras just sitting over here and not being installed right now. I want to get that job done and over with. But the 60-story building, that will probably be one of the biggest jobs I've ever done. If we do get it, I'm going to try to videotape some of it. I'm not going to be able to videotape all of it, but because it's going to take us probably a month at least to do. Not that if we were working every day, 8 hours a day, it wouldn't take a month to do, but with all the different trades working in there, it's going to take quite a while. What else do we have? It's just in a medical building. This was just terminating some jacks, testing and labeling. That was a couple days ago. It was all right. This is the tester right here. It's actually a really good tester. It tests in about, it certifies the cable in about 30 seconds, maybe a bit less. And this is some of my uncle's work. He just did a long time ago. Or not a long time ago, a couple weeks ago. But yeah, oh, this is data center stuff. I don't know, have any of you guys ever worked in data centers before? The distance of the run. So hopefully my stream quality is good. It keeps going from amber to green. There's something going on with my network. Okay, so the distance of the run. Well, okay, so like Cat 5e, let's look up the specs here. Different speed for Cat cable, we'll just say. Because you could go, the standard is you could go 100 or 100 meters, 300 feet for all these type of cables, right? But if you're looking to do like 10 gigabit, ooh, is this in French? I don't want that one. That wasn't in French, but it didn't look like a table I wanted. If you want true Cat or 10 gig, then you're going to want to do Cat 6A. It's more pricey, that's for sure. So it's all 100, right? The length is 100 meters or 300 feet. Obviously, Cat 5, we won't even talk about that because no one installs that anymore. But Cat 5e, you're looking at, you could do 10 megs, 100 megs, and 1 gig. They say you can't do 10 gigs. I'm sure you could, and maybe I'll do a video on testing on that. Power over Ethernet. Cat 6, it does do 10 gig. And then the megahertz, and then Cat 6A. I think there's Cat 7 now. I'm not... Oh, a long time ago you worked in data centers. Yeah. So I started out... I still actually work for a big bank in Canada. I think I've said this before, but it's in compute engineering, doing Cisco UCS installations, VMware, stuff like that. But I was in data center engineering before that, doing all the fiber optic planning and the, all the cabinets and all the copper connections and all that planning. It was a really cool job. I was in that for about a year. And then I got moved over to this compute engineering, which was a whole new world to me. I'd never learned VMware at the time, or Cisco UCS. So it's working in a large enterprise like that. You could get your hands on quite a lot of stuff. But yeah, the stream is like dying. I don't know. Let's see if I'm having any drops. Bitrate. Okay, so I haven't had any frame drops, so that's good. Just looking at, I just paused myself, but yeah, data center stuff is definitely exciting work. It's not for everybody because if you pull the wrong fiber, you could take down, multiple networks, especially in a huge enterprise. You got to be very careful. But once you get to know what you're doing, it's a lot better. I like working for myself. I like doing these YouTube videos. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, so that's good. That's been a big goal of mine. at that point I could monetize. Not that that's a big thing, but then I could do, you could do like updates. Like it's kind of like a Twitter type thing. You could post pictures and stuff to timelines and you guys could see that, which is really cool. I don't know what else you could do at 1,000 subscribers, but it's just, it's taken quite a while, but yeah. So this was in an actual data center. These are 40 gig uplinks to, from Leafs to the spine. I think they're upgrading to 100 gigs. They're MPO fibers. This is just one of many fiber bulkheads, which these would have a 40 gig cable going back to them, and then we'd break out into 10 gigs, which is actually really wicked. But yeah, I don't have too much more to say today. Hopefully we get some more projects coming in, and I'll keep you guys updated on this big condo building that we're going to be doing, maybe. And then that will bring in a lot more material. We'll be doing this, the Unifi AC Lite video will probably be out tomorrow. And then we're going to start on the Lorex stuff. I also saw Raspberry Pi. They came out with a version that looks like Windows XP. So I'm going to probably take a look at that and see how it goes. I haven't done a lot of Raspberry Pi stuff, and I haven't done a lot of Raspberry Pi stuff lately. But I thank you guys for coming out, and I'll be doing another live stream probably next Thursday. I'm going to try to keep it somewhat consistent. The times may change, but I'll try to do them Thursdays. And I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Take care.